Hello, my name is Garrett Giles, and I will be analyzing 3 case study interactions using Jones & Jones's comprehensive classroom management text as well as additional research. In case study 1, we see students appear to be interested in the topics being discussed in Mr. Lewis's 8th grade class. Some students are having trouble talking while others are talking, yelling out silly answers, or fidgeting with items they bring from home. Mr. Lewis would write names of misbehaving students on the board, call home, and or take away free time. Misbehavior momentarily ceased, but returned after a few days. Mr. Lewis gave little praise when students were well behaved. So here is the improvement plan for case study number 1. Rather than threaten students with their name being written on the board, a parent phone call, or taking of personal free time, Mr. Lewis should teach the students how to behave during class discussions. Jones & Jones say having an educationally oriented classroom discipline system highlights to students what they will be choosing should they make poor choices. Another strategy that Mr. Lewis could implement is the collaboration on classroom discussion procedures with the students. Working with students on a behavioral plan that involves how they interact with their peers develops their problem-solving capacities so they can model and teach other students should they break the agreed-upon rules. This strategy relieves Mr. Lewis of the anger and anxiety of needing to be in control of the situation because a plan has been established should students misbehave during their discussions. He can return to the plan and teach those behavioral strategies as needed. In the second case study, we see Miss Hall is in conflict with a proactively disruptive sophomore named Jeffrey. Jeffrey flirts with girls, teases students, and mocks Miss Hall's demands with sarcasm and acts of grandeur to the delight of some of his classmates. Miss Hall tried setting limits. She sent Jeffrey to detention several times, but he didn't show up. She even sent Jeffrey to the vice principal, but nothing came of the interaction because Jeffrey's charisma was too strong of a force to be reckoned with. For this improvement plan, Miss Hall seems to give up when efforts to correct Jeffrey's behaviors fall flat. This is indicated by her constant detention referrals and Jeffrey's visit with the vice principal. Jones & Jones would say such moves prove that the teacher does not have the natural authority to handle these situations in the classroom. Bloom says effective teachers can decipher situations in real time, relate those feelings to the student, and note that there will be another more appropriate time to discuss a behavioral plan with the student. If I were the administrator, I would train to equip Miss Hall with strategies in redirecting the student's behavior, empowering her to get back to the lesson using private iMessages, politely re-engaging the student to comply. Some examples of iMessages could include, Jeffrey, I worry about the learning and well-being of everyone in the room when you tease others. That puts the ball in Jeffrey's hands to either stop the behavior or face further consequences should the disruption persist. If the iMessages fail to diffuse and redirect the conflict, then a trusted adult would need to be contacted for immediate assistance by another student. While the student is getting the trusted adult involved in Miss Hall's behavioral plan, she would need to continue her efforts to minimize the problem with more carefully worded iMessages, refraining from being the center of the student confrontation like she has in the past. And that brings us to the final case study number 3. Jackie is a 5th grader in Mr. Schuster's class, and she is poorly motivated, limited in her academic abilities, and is hardly on task despite being capable of doing the work. Jackie tends to wander out of the room unbeknownst to Mr. Schuster. Mr. Schuster tried having conversations with Jackie, who said he was picking on her. The conversations turned into arguments. Mr. Schuster kept Jackie after school to complete assignments. He praised her as often as he could when she did her work. For improvement plan number 3, it is obvious that arguing with Jackie is not the answer for Mr. Schuster because that leaves room for the student to project or blame him, as is evident in the case study description. Keeping Jackie after school seems to be a decent approach since she is able to get her work done. However, Mr. Schuster should not settle for this being their reality for the whole year. To prevent after-school tutoring from being necessary, Mr. Schuster can work with Jackie during one of the after-school sessions or when she begins to wander on her own. What I believe would work for Mr. Schuster is time spent with Jackie, listing the advantages and disadvantages or payoffs and costs of her behavior. In theory, Jackie would realize that the disadvantage or cost of wandering and avoiding work in class is the reason why she has to stay longer after school to complete the work she is capable of doing. The payoff for doing what she is being asked to do would be that she gets to go home on time with her peers. Mr. Schuster has to remain calm and be vigilant during this process because it may take effort and time to get Jackie to come to this realization. Bloom would advise Mr. Schuster in the same way using the tit-for-tat rule, meaning that the mirroring of a student's heightened emotions is often not the answer to the problem. Remaining cool and finding resolutions with students through the aforementioned procedure is how to get the job done, no matter how long it takes. Mr. Schuster should continue to have Jackie stay after school until the payoff plan they have been working on together clicks and she starts getting her work done in class. And that concludes this video presentation on 3 case study interactions using the Comprehensive Classroom Management text by Jones & Jones with additional research.